Have you ever found yourself looking up at a flight of stairs and wondering if you'll make it to the top without stopping to catch your breath? Or worse, without pain in your knees or the fear of falling? If you're in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s and climbing stairs has become a challenge, you are far from alone. This simple daily task, once done without a second thought, now feels like an uphill battle both physically and emotionally. The truth is, losing mobility doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in quietly through stiffness in the joints, unsteady balance, or muscles that just don't feel as strong as they used to. And with that, a sense of independence starts to slip away too. But here's the good news. It's not too late to turn things around. In this video, you'll learn 5 simple, safe, and effective exercises you can do right at home, no gym, no equipment, and no complicated routines. These movements are designed specifically for older adults who want to regain strength, stability, and confidence. With consistency and the right approach, climbing stairs can become possible again, sometimes even enjoyable. So stay with us to the end. You might just discover that your next trip up the stairs could feel easier than you thought. Let's get started. Losing the ability to climb stairs doesn't just happen with age, it happens when the muscles, joints, and balance we once relied on begin to weaken without being used regularly. For many older adults, this change starts so subtly that it goes unnoticed. First, it's just a little discomfort going up the steps. Then, holding the railing becomes a must. Eventually, the stairs begin to feel like a barrier, separating you from parts of your home or activities you used to enjoy. The truth is, the decline in mobility is not just about aging, it's about inactivity. When we stop using certain muscles, especially those in our legs, hips, and core, they naturally begin to weaken. The body adapts to what we ask of it. If we spend most of the day sitting, the body learns to sit. If we challenge it gently, regularly, it learns to move again. Many seniors feel discouraged when they struggle with basic movements like climbing stairs. It's easy to think, this is just what happens when you get older. But that's not entirely true. While it's natural for the body to change over time, there is a big difference between normal aging and preventable decline. One of the biggest contributors to stair difficulty is the loss of strength in key muscle groups. The quadriceps, which are the muscles at the front of your thighs, do most of the heavy lifting when you climb. Your glutes help push you upward, while your calves and ankles stabilize each step. If any of these areas are weak, each stair becomes harder and more dangerous. Balance also plays a critical role. Many older adults don't realize that they've lost some of their balance until they're faced with a near fall. Weak core muscles, poor posture, and reduced coordination can all contribute to a sense of unsteadiness, especially on stairs where you have to shift your weight and lift your body against gravity. Then there's the fear factor. After a certain age, the fear of falling becomes very real. A single fall can lead to serious injuries, long recovery periods, and a significant loss of confidence. This fear can cause people to avoid stairs altogether, which only accelerates the decline in strength and mobility. But here's the encouraging part. The body is incredibly adaptable, even in later years. With the right movements, done regularly and with care, it's absolutely possible to rebuild strength, improve balance, and overcome the fear that holds so many back. In the chapters ahead, we'll walk through exactly how this can be done, starting with a better understanding of what's happening in your body and how you can gently reverse the cycle of weakness and limitation. The stairs don't have to win. Let's take the first step together. Before we talk about exercises or routines, it's important to understand why stairs become so difficult as we age. What exactly changes in the body? And more importantly, what can be done about it? Let's start with muscle loss. After the age of 30, most people begin to lose muscle mass at a slow rate around 3% to 5% per decade. But after 60, that rate increases more rapidly, especially if a person is not physically active. This process is called sarcopenia, and it affects both strength and endurance. The muscles that used to carry you up the stairs without effort start to shrink and weaken, especially in your legs, hips, and core. But muscle loss isn't the only issue. Joints play a major role in movement, and with age, they become stiffer and less flexible. The knees in particular bear a lot of pressure when you climb stairs. If you have arthritis or inflammation, that pressure can feel like grinding or pain. For many older adults, this leads to hesitation or even fear when approaching steps. Then there's balance. Aging affects the inner ear, vision, and proprioception, that's the body's ability to sense its position in space. When these systems don't work together as smoothly as they used to, your brain receives slower or weaker signals. This means you may feel off balance or unsteady, especially when stepping up or down. Your posture may also change without you realizing it. As people age, it's common to adopt a forward-leaning stance or to round the shoulders. This subtle shift can throw off your center of gravity and make climbing stairs feel more difficult and less secure. Let's not forget energy levels. Mitochondria. The parts of your cells responsible for energy don't work as efficiently in older adults. You might feel winded sooner, especially if your heart and lungs are not used to activity. That shortness of breath can make stair climbing feel like a workout, even if it's just one floor. But here's something essential to understand. None of these changes mean you're broken or beyond help. They're simply natural processes that happen to every human being. The key difference is how you respond. Staying inactive will almost always make things worse. But with the right kind of gentle movement, the body responds positively even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. What's even more important is that these systems, muscles, joints, balance, posture, breathing are all connected. When you strengthen your legs, your knees feel more supported. When you improve your posture, your balance naturally improves. When your breathing becomes deeper through movement, you build endurance. Every improvement creates a positive chain reaction. Understanding this gives you power. It means that you don't have to rely only on medication or accept that this is just how aging is. Instead, you can take practical daily steps literally to change the way your body moves and feels. And you don't need to run a marathon or join a gym to do it. Just 5 simple exercises at home done consistently and correctly can wake up the muscles that have been sleeping, restore strength where it's needed most, and give you a stronger sense of balance and control. In other words, you can start climbing stairs again not just with effort, but with confidence. In the next chapter, we'll look at how all these physical changes affect more than just the body. Because behind every painful step or hesitant climb is a deeper emotional impact, and it matters just as much. Losing the ability to climb stairs isn't just a physical challenge, it affects every part of daily life, including your emotional well-being. For many older adults, this change can feel like the loss of something much deeper: independence. Physically, the impact is immediate and visible. You might avoid certain parts of your home, like the second floor or the basement, simply because stairs feel too difficult or unsafe. That means limiting access to storage, hobbies, or even your own bedroom. For others, it's the small steps outside the front door or down to the garden that become obstacles. These limitations may seem minor at first, but over time, they create a pattern of avoidance. The more you avoid movement, the more your body adapts to stillness, and that becomes a dangerous cycle. This lack of movement can lead to further muscle loss, weight gain, joint stiffness, and poor circulation. Daily activities like getting out of a chair, walking to the bathroom, or even putting on shoes can start to feel harder. Your body begins to slow down not because you're getting older, but because it hasn't been asked to keep moving. But there's another side to this that's just as important: the emotional toll. When stairs become a challenge, many people begin to feel frustrated, embarrassed, or even ashamed. You might not want to ask for help because it feels like giving up a piece of your independence. Or you might worry about becoming a burden to your family. These feelings are incredibly common, but they're also incredibly heavy. It's not just about pride, it's about dignity. The ability to move freely is tied deeply to how we see ourselves. Being able to walk up a few steps may seem simple, but it represents freedom, choice, and self-reliance. When that ability starts to slip away, It's natural to feel like a part of your identity is slipping too. Then comes the fear of falling, of getting hurt, of not being able to get back up. That fear is often silent but powerful. It can stop you from going out, from visiting friends, or even from trying at all. And over time, this fear feeds isolation. You begin to say no to invitations, avoid family gatherings, or stay home more than you'd like. Slowly, life shrinks around you. And let's not forget about confidence. Struggling to climb stairs can shake your sense of control. You might start questioning what else you can't do. If I can't go upstairs, can I still go shopping? Can I travel? What happens if I fall when no one's around? These thoughts can creep in and begin to affect your mood, your motivation, and your belief in what's possible. But it doesn't have to stay this way. Recognizing these emotional impacts isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of awareness. And awareness is the first step to change. Just as the body can rebuild strength, the mind can rebuild confidence. Movement, even small and simple movement, can restore more than just muscle. It can restore your sense of self. Every time you complete an exercise, every time you take a step without pain, you're proving to yourself that progress is possible. And the truth is, you don't need to go back to being who you were at 40 or 50. You just need to reclaim what matters most: the ability to move through your world with safety, ease, and pride. In the next chapter, we'll clear up some of the biggest myths about aging and mobility, because a lot of what people believe about getting older simply isn't true. When it comes to aging and mobility, there are many beliefs that have been repeated so often they start to sound like facts. But the truth is, a lot of what we think we know about getting older, especially about movement and strength, is simply not accurate. And believing in these myths can hold you back from real improvement. One of the biggest myths is, it's normal to stop climbing stairs as you age. While it's true that the body changes over time, losing the ability to do something basic like using stairs isn't a natural part of aging. It's often the result of inactivity. Muscles that aren't used get weaker. That's not aging, that's disuse. With gentle, regular movement, many people in their 70s and 80s regain strength and mobility they thought were gone forever. Another common myth is, exercise is dangerous for older adults. Of course, not every type of movement is safe, and it's important to avoid high-impact or risky activities. But when done carefully, the right exercises are not only safe, they're essential. Strengthening muscles, improving balance, and increasing flexibility can actually reduce the risk of injury and falls. Avoiding movement completely is far more dangerous than doing a few simple, safe exercises each day. There's also the belief, if you have arthritis or joint pain, you shouldn't move too much. In reality, gentle movement is one of the best things you can do for joint pain. Staying still too long causes joints to stiffen. Movement increases circulation, reduces inflammation, and helps your body produce natural joint lubricants. The key is choosing exercises that don't put too much pressure on your joints. Another myth that causes harm is, if I couldn't do it yesterday, I won't be able to do it tomorrow. Progress doesn't always happen in big steps. Sometimes it's just one extra second of balance, one more repetition, or a bit less pain than the day before. Small victories matter. They build momentum, confidence, and motivation. And yes, they absolutely count. The final myth is, it's too late to start. This one is perhaps the most limiting of all. In reality, the human body can adapt at any age. Your muscles don't know how old you are, they only respond to what you ask of them. The moment you start treating your body with intention and care is the moment change begins. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to make that change. What real practical steps you can take starting today. So what can you actually do, starting today, to begin climbing stairs again with more ease and confidence? The good news is that the answer doesn't require fancy equipment, a gym membership, or a complicated routine. It starts with small, intentional movements that can be done at home. These exercises are designed to rebuild strength in your legs, improve your balance, and increase flexibility, all key ingredients to help you move more freely. Let's start with the foundation. Strength. Your legs, particularly your thighs and glutes, do the heavy lifting when it comes to stairs. One of the best exercises to wake these muscles up is the seated leg lift. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift one leg straight out in front of you, hold for 3 seconds, and lower it back down. Alternate legs. This strengthens your quadriceps and helps improve your knee control. Do this 8 to 10 times on each leg, resting as needed. Next, the sit to stand. This simple motion mimics what your body needs to do when you climb stairs. Engage your legs and core to lift your weight. Sit on the edge of a chair, feet flat and slightly apart. Without using your hands, lean forward slightly and stand up slowly. Then sit back down with control. If that feels too difficult, use your hands to help until you feel stronger. Aim for 5 to 10 repetitions a day. Now, let's talk about balance. A great starting point is the heel-to-toe stand. Stand behind a chair, holding the back for support. Place one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching the toe. Try to stand in that position for 10 to 15 seconds. Then switch feet. This trains your body to stay stable in narrow, uneven positions, exactly like stepping onto a stair. Another important exercise is the standing calf raise. Holding the back of a chair, slowly lift your heels off the ground so you're standing on your toes. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower slowly. This strengthens your calves and improves ankle stability, both of which are crucial for controlled stair climbing. Flexibility also plays a big role, especially in your hips. The marching in place exercise can help. While holding onto a chair or countertop, lift one knee as high as comfortable, then lower it and repeat with the other leg. This keeps your hips and lower back loose and prepares you for the lifting motion needed when stepping up. In addition to these exercises, consider adding simple routines to your daily life that encourage movement. Walk through your home a few times a day. If you have steps at home and feel safe doing so, practice stepping up just one step and back down, holding onto a railing or wall for support. Even this small movement helps your brain and body reconnect with the action. Now let's talk about habits. Consistency is key. None of these movements will work overnight, but done regularly, even just 10 to 15 minutes a day, they build lasting strength. Choose a time of day that works for you and treat your exercises like an appointment. You deserve that time. Hydration and nutrition also play a quiet but powerful role in how your body feels. Drink water throughout the day to keep your joints lubricated and your energy levels up. Include foods rich in protein, like beans, eggs, or yogurt, to support muscle rebuilding. Leafy greens, fruits, and whole grains give your body the vitamins it needs to recover and move well. Rest is important too. Your body needs time to rebuild and recharge. Listen to how you feel after exercising. Some muscle tiredness is normal, but sharp pain is not. Adjust as needed and give yourself permission to move at your own pace. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to a physical therapist or doctor if you have specific concerns. You don't need to do this alone, and sometimes a little guidance can make a big difference in how safe and confident you feel. These small, consistent actions, simple movements, better food choices, daily effort are the real steps that lead to stronger legs, better balance, and more control over your life. Climbing stairs again isn't about going back in time. It's about moving forward with strength, dignity, and a new sense of what your body is still capable of. In our final chapter, we'll wrap things up with a message of encouragement and a reminder that no matter where you are in your journey, it's never too late to start again. Getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means learning to move forward in a new way with wisdom, with care, and with strength that's built one step at a time. If stairs have felt like a wall in your life, this video was made to remind you. That wall isn't permanent. It can be climbed. Slowly, safely, and with growing confidence. You are not defined by your limitations. You are defined by what you choose to do about them. Maybe you've been avoiding movement because of fear, or because you believed it was too late to start. Maybe you've felt discouraged by pain or by people telling you that this is just part of aging. But today, you've taken the first step simply by learning, and that matters. Your body is capable of change. Your mind is capable of adapting. And your spirit is more resilient than you realize. Every small movement you make is an act of self-respect. Every time you rise from a chair, lift a leg, or steady yourself with purpose, you are telling your body, I'm still here. I still care. I'm not giving up. It's not about doing things the way you did at 40. It's about doing what matters to you now, getting to the bedroom without hesitation, walking outside to check the mail, going up that step into your friend's home without fear. These are not small wins. These are victories of independence, dignity, and life. And remember, you are not alone. Thousands of others just like you are rediscovering what it means to move with ease again, one simple exercise at a time. This is your path, your pace, and your progress. No comparison needed. If this video helped you, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We're here to support you with more practical, gentle, and respectful health content, made especially for older adults who want to live well. Leave a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your story. And if you know someone who needs this message, please share it with them. It might just be the first step they've been waiting to take. You're stronger than you think, and your next step might lead you exactly where you want to go.